Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four little characters who went through the maze, looking for trees to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mice named Sniff and Scurry, and two were little people beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted a lot like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to be noticed what the four of them were doing, but if you look close enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special trees. The mice Sniff and Scurry, possessing only simple, reduced brains but good instinct, searched for the hard nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The two little people, Hem and Hoa, used their brains filled with their beliefs to search for a very different kind of cheese with a capital C, which they delivered would make them feel happy and successful. As different as the mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning they each put on their jogging shoes and running shoes, left their little homes, and raced out into the maze looking for their looking for their favorite cheese. The maze was the labyrinth of corridors and chambers. Some contained delicious trees, but there were also dark corners and blind ways leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, for those who found their way, the maze held secret that let them enjoy a better life. The mice Sniff and Scurry used the simple but inefficient trial and error method of finding cheese. They run down on corridor, and if we provide empty, they turned and land down on another. Sniff would smell out the general direction of the trees using his great nose, and currently would race ahead. They got lost, as you might expect, went off in the wrong direction, and after bumped into whale. However, the two little people, Hem and Hoa, used a different method. They relied on their ability to think and learn from their past experience, although they would sometimes get confused by their belief and emotion. Eventually, in their own way, they discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of the corridor in Cheese Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and the little people dressed in their running gear and head over to Cheese Station C. It wasn't It runs long before they established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake early every day and raced through domains, always followed the same routine, some same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, and hung them around their necks, so they could get to them quickly whenever they needed them again. Then they enjoyed the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raced toward Cheese Station C every morning to enjoy the tasty new morsels that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to Cheese Station C. After all, they knew where the cheese was and how to get there. They had no idea where the cheese came from, or the who put it there. They just soon up there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at Cheese Station C, each morning they settled in their made themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, put their running shoes, and put on their slipper. They were becoming very comfortable now that they found the cheese. "This is great," Ham said. "There's enough cheese here to last forever." The little people felt happy and successful and thought they were new secure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa began the cheese they found Cheese Station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be closer to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated the wall with saying and even drew pictures of cheese around them, which made them smile. One right, having cheese makes you happy. Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by to see their pile of Cheese Station C and point to the pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly worked long hard in order to find it." Pick up the nice first piece and ate it. Afterward, Ham and Hoa slept, as often did. Every night the little people would wander home full of cheese, and every morning they confident returns from work. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Hammond's and Horace's confidence grew into arrogance and success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They around each morning, and Sniff and scratched and scurried around to Station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any change from the day before. Then they would sit down to nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at Cheese Station C and discovered there was no cheese. They were surprised, since Sniff and Scurry noticed the supply of cheese getting smaller every day. They were prepared and inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they tied together, hung convenient around the neck, put them on their feet, and laced them. The mice did not overline our things to the minds, but problem and the answer were both simple. The situation at Cheese Station C had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out in the maze. Then Sniff lifted his nose, Sniff, and nodded at Scurry, who took off running through the maze, where Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C. They had not been paying attention to the small trains that had taken place each day, so they took it for granted their cheese would be there. They were unprepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling. No cheese? No cheese? And so if he shouted louder, someone would pull back. Who moved my cheese? He hollered. Finally, he put his hands on his hips. His face turned red, and he screamed at the top of his voice. It's not fair. Hoa just shook his head in disbelief. He too had counted on found cheese at his station C. He stared for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hoa didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to deal with facing him, so he just did everything out. The little people's behavior was attractive, productive, but it was instead understandable. Finding cheese wasn't easy, and it meant a great deal more in little people than having enough of it to eat every day. Finding cheese was the little people's way of getting what they thought what they need to be happy. They had their own getting they had their own idea of what cheese meant to them, depending on their taste. For some, finding cheese was having material things. For others, it was enjoying good health or developing a spiritual sense of well-being. It needed to be happy. For How, cheese just meant to feel safe, having a living family someday and living in a cozy cottage on Cheddar Lane. To him, cheese became a big cheese in chains of other and wanting a big house atop Chamber Hill. Because cheese was important to them, the two little people spent a long time trying to decide what to do. All they could think of was to keep looking around cheeseless Station C to see if the cheese was really gone. While Sniff and Scurry had quickly moved on, Ham and Hoa continued to hem and Hoa. Hoa started to get depressed. No one happened with depressed tomorrow. The little people couldn't believe it. How could this happen? No one had warned them. It wasn't right. It was not the way things were supposed to be. Ham and Hoa went home that night hungry and discouraged. But before they left, Hoa wrote on the wall, "The more important your cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on to it." The next day, Ham and Hoa left their home and returned to Cheese Station C again, where they still expect somehow to find their cheese. The situation had changed. The cheese was no longer there. The little people didn't know what to do. Ham and Hoa just stood there, immobilized like two statues.